Ow, my eyes. Greetings, my fellow foxes. This is Aaron from the Fox Coops presenting to you today Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, best one yet. Now, what I mean by best one yet, I mean, is this Assassin's Creed going to be the best Assassin's Creed? Well, let's get straight to it. So, basically, I was quite skeptical about this game when it was announced. And I guess it was due to the fact that it just came straight after, and I was expecting like a spin-off title maybe, not 3 games with Connor, but maybe a second one. And then I was confused when I saw the title saying 4, and then I saw the subtitle saying Black Flag, so I was confused about it. Is this Assassin's Creed 4? Is this a subtitle game? But now I've come to understand the whole concept of it. Well, at least I think I do understand it, I'm not sure. But now I'm really understanding the game, I'm really starting to look forward to it. I mean, we have to accept that Assassin's Creed is an annual franchise now, but for people to compare it to Call of Duty is ridiculous. Because at Assassin's Creed, they have loads of studios, first of all, that work on the game. They're very ambitious. They actually want to go for new technology. In Assassin's Creed 3, they went for a lot of technology. This whole new engine or something they had, it was really good. I mean, I think there was some certain faults and just small glitches and stuff like that. And I really hope Assassin's Creed 4 can fix that. I mean, Assassin's Creed 4 is going for this seamless gameplay, no loading screens. You can go on the ships, all those ships that you saw in Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelations. You used to see them just there, and then in 3 you got to play them in the mission base. Now you get to everything's just all in one. That is, if they can accomplish that and really make it a technical game, like Grand Theft Auto or Metal Gear Solid. I don't see any glitches in those 2 masterpieces, and I want Assassin's Creed, to join that kind of lineage, because I see Metal Gear Solid and Grand Theft Auto as not triple A games, but like quadruple A games, basically. Because obviously AAA games is the highest you can get to, but then I see Metal Gear Solid and Grand Theft Auto as like 2 kind of legendary ones. And I want Assassin's Creed to get to that level where, you trust them completely, because they're annual now. So, they're going to expose themselves to a lot of, all these trolls hating on them, saying that this game is going to be crap. In fact, people started to hate on Connor, which they don't understand the concept that Connor was kind of meant to be that character that was conflicted. He wasn't meant to be like Ezio, and that was the whole kind of thing they were trying to go with the game. Edward, on the other hand, he's going to kind of be like Ezio, except that the only difference between him and Ezio is that Ezio is from a more of a rich background, where he's going to be from a kind of orphan background where he didn't really have his mummy and daddy during puberty, so he's kind of, a bit conflicted. He can be charismatic at times, he can be moody at times. So he's going to be a very interesting character. Pirates. Now, what I hope is that this isn't a pirate game. I feel Assassin's Creed 3 did focus a bit too much on the Continental War, and sometimes it overshadowed the whole Assassins kind of thing, because we only saw Achilles, sometimes we did, and most of the time he was with all the General Putnam and Washington and all that kind of stuff. And, to be honest, I did like 3, the setting and all that kind of stuff, but I guess people didn't like it because they thought it lost the glamour, and it was kind of dull and all of that, and foggy, but they went for that kind of setting now. But let's just say it like this, the American game is out now, so, they can go back to Europe and all of those kind of places, and Central America and all of that. So, not actually the US of A. So, yeah, so there's gonna be 3 cities. Kingston, which is basically in Jamaica, Havana, which is in Cuba, and Nassau. Yeah, I think it's that. I can't remember, but I think that's going to be the homestead. That's in the Bahamas. I reckon that, yeah, that's going to be like the kind of homestead basically part, and the other 2 cities are going to be more, more vigilant. Like, for example, I think Havana's meant to be, not too bad, but then when it comes to Kingston, let's just say that when you get to those kind of parts, you're going to be getting some badass Bob Marley dudes there, so, but, that's going to be quite rough, I heard, that kind of area, and it's apparently meant to be like 50 crazy ass places, jungles, explorations, islands, all of that kind of stuff. You can also swim underwater and kill whales now, so the hunting system is back, except it's going to be kind of different. So I think with this whole kind of underwater scheme, there's going to be treasures and stuff like that, a lot of add-ons, but hopefully everything feels like you want to play the game, because I feel I feel number 3 kind of forced you to, like those peg leg things. They forced you to get that, but all you do is find something. I need to press B. You know, it needs a bit more like you want to do something. And I felt with 3, like 3 was a really good game, but like I said, I want to get into the whole title thing now. Everyone recognized Assassin's Creed for Assassin's Creed for being Assassin's Creed, the one that broke it out, so everyone's going to recognize Altair in that. Assassin's Creed 2 really kind of the one that really broke the franchise out in terms of like it became a AAA title, because obviously that was the kind of the one that really got the awards and stuff like that. And then Brotherhood and Revelations just really built on Ezio's character, they did, and just built on the story. And then I guess when we got to 3, I kind of feel as if Assassin's Creed kept continuing, Assassin's Creed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it just would feel stupid, and you'd lose identity. You'll be like, which Assassin's Creed was he in, and which Assassin's Creed was she in? Possibly that could happen. Assassin's Creed 3, I kind of don't get that much of an identity out of that, to be honest. It should have been bigger than it should have been, but I feel as if, like Assassin's Creed 1 should have been big, Assassin's Creed 2 improved the mistakes as number 1, and Assassin's Creed 2 came out with the standout title. But obviously, we're going to remember Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2. Number 3 could be well known for being the one that kind of had mistakes that Assassin's Creed 4 ends up like jumping on, and Assassin's Creed 4 could be a really, really good game. They want to allow more freedom, and I know IGN give reviews games like Splinter Cell and Max Payne 9, but there's always this kind of thing from 9 to 10. It's about freedom. Grand Theft Auto 4 and Metal Gear Solid 4 both got 10 out of 10. Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out, and they're focusing on like a free player kind of open world experience. Metal Gear Solid 5 has been announced. Obviously, I'm looking forward to that because that's my favorite game of all time. That's going to be the first stealth open world game. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. In fact, that could be like one game with 2 discs in it. The prologue to the Phantom Pain. But anyway, this is about Assassin's Creed. I don't want to get into that. I'll get into that in another video. What I'm trying to say is I want Assassin's Creed to kind of be on that level, because they're going for something ambitious, but at the same time, even though this game has been in development since like 2011 summer, this is, it's an annual franchise, so they've got a lot of, pressure on them. Or not that any game doesn't, but if it's annual, then, you get all of these people hating on the game. But, I have trust in Assassin's Creed this time that they can, rewrite the wrongs, because they're going to add more freedom into the games in terms of like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 had a bit more freedom and leverage in terms of how to assassinate your targets. They're going to add that back, which I think is brilliant, because I think in number 3 there are too many scenes at the end. Like, I can't remember when it got to a point where every assassination target you got felt very constricted and linear. Like from the time you killed Hickey, you just had to chase him. Then it was Benjamin Church, where you had to just stab him. Then it went to Haytham, where you had to kind of have a little cutscene kind of fight with him. Again, in terms of actually assassinating him, all you had to do was press X. Charles Lee, you didn't even get to assassinate him. It was just a cutscene. So really, it was a bit too action paced. I think nowadays games, they look impressive because at E3 they show these action paced kind of things. But I think what games are lacking now is the fact that they can still tell a story, but they have to do it through their own kind of game mechanics. And I feel Assassin's Creed lost mechanics because it is kind of a stealth game, it's a historic action kind of stealthy game, but it was a bit too action in number 3. So if they're going back to stealth kind of gameplay in number 4, then that's brilliant. I just think that it can be possibly a really good game. I understand that it's called Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I don't really think they're gonna make Assassin's Creed 4 after Black Flag. That sounds stupid. It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It has an identity to it now. Black Flag, you will know that as the pirate Assassin's Creed game. I don't know. And heck, Connor could come back, because now that Assassin's Creed has taken an unconventional route, they're not taking the whole Assassin's Creed 4, okay, let's do a little spin-off of Connor, then call it 4, and do another, maybe just give 4, and then maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. What they're doing is they're adding a subtitle to the game now. So heck, if Assassin's Creed 5 was out, it could be whatever. And heck, even Connor could come back into the series. That is a possibility. His story never finished. With Altair and Ezio, they finished. Desmond finished. Apparently in number 4, it's going to be this kind of first person. I reckon it's first person. Well, you are Abstergo, or you're some research analyst or something like that. Maybe Desmond's going to be in 4 as some kind of first civilization model. But I don't know what he's going to look like then. But I don't know really. But that's never Assassin's Creed. I mean, there was a time I actually thought Assassin's Creed was going to be like a present day game, but that isn't Assassin's Creed. It's always been, part time and, well, like, I don't know, 20% in the Animus or something like that, or like outside, and then, or no, 20%, maybe less, but, and then obviously the rest of it was a hit, in the historic setting. So that is Assassin's Creed. So I want them to actually add a bit of a story in the present time, just to make it a bit more tense, because I always like that variety when, you're immersed in two worlds, but then they're kind of put together with the Animus. So I always like that kind of story with Assassin's Creed. But, people always understand that why was Desmond built up? Desmond was built up from 1 to 3 because from Assassin's Creed 1 they had a whole idea of the world ending in 2012. So heck, if the world ended in 2012, then I don't think people would be saying, why was Desmond built up? They wouldn't be alive to say that. So technically Desmond would have, kind of got to the end. So, that's why Assassin's Creed 3 was the end of Desmond, because he kind of saved the world from it, burning or whatever. So, yeah. So, I am looking forward to 4. Edward Kenway and Black Flag, or no, Blackbeard is going to be in there. I don't know why, but for some reason I reckon, I'm really not sure about the story. I mean, he's meant to get involved in the assassin order, he's meant to be selfish and stuff like that, so there's going to be a lot of conflict there is, as into like his assassin honor and his pirates kind of honor, and then there's like the Spanish and English as well that are in there. I don't know why, but I have for some reason that Blackbeard is going to be the bad guy in there. I only say that because pirates are kind of bad, assassins are good, and I feel like he's going to have to turn against Blackbeard or something like that. I don't know if this is just some kind of plot that I'm making up, but it kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed 1 when your mentor's kind of like the ends up being the bad guy. I feel like that's going to be with Blackbeard, but maybe I'm just talking bullcrap out of my ass. But I mean, I actually looked at Edward Kenway's Wikia on Assassin's Creed Wikia, and he apparently gets stabbed by, apparently he takes Haytham to a play or something, and then at home that Reginald Birch guy from Assassin's Creed 3 that trained Haytham, which I think Haytham ends up killing. They never talk about it, but in this Assassin's Creed Forsaken, I haven't read it, but I've heard about it, where Haytham talks about his life. So Edward apparently gets cornered in a room by 2 guys, and they manage to kill him, which kind of makes me feel, who are these 2 guys? Because honestly, if you go through this whole game kicking ass, only to find out that he dies by his own sword with 2 guys, it makes you think, whoa, what's going on here? But I have a lot to say obviously about this game. I can't really recall what else to say really. I mean, obviously my favorite game was Assassin's Creed 2, obviously because it was the one that I had the most emotional connection with, and the fact that it was very unique and innovative. So yeah, that did a lot for me as Assassin's Creed 2 and the enemy, and like, but the fact is he's going to be introduced because he was a privateer, so he's going to be introduced from like a piracy kind of stage. So he's not going to be introduced from a little kid. He's not going to be collecting feathers and playing hide and seek like Connor did. He's going to be like straight away from that kind of stage. So I definitely think that. Also, they're not going to have this kind of synchronization crap. I don't know, when you're blocked from another part of the world. Basically, let's just say Abstergo Industry have the whole technology to kind of allow you to go around the whole world, but you'll face harder ships, and you can use some kind of telescope, or not telescope, but some kind of eye thing. I'm not sure what it's called, but you can see from a distance how powerful the ship is, and then you can take it out, and you can people on your ship would die, and you can hire them or have a fight in a pub to get new members and stuff like that. It looks like it's going to be a really, really fun game. And I mean, I don't want to say too much now really. I just want to be, I want to kind of be on the surprise element of this. I kind of feel like Assassin's Creed 3 didn't disappoint, but I mean, thinking about what some people said, you can take into consideration the criticisms and not just, oh, Connor sucks, that's just stupid. So basically, I think that I am trusting Assassin's Creed 4, but at the same time I do still have a bit of, I'm still hesitant on whether it can become a masterful game, because, that's what they're striving for, and I want them to get that. I mean, the last masterful game I could remember, I mean, Brotherhood and Revelations were good, but forget about that. It was number 2, so I want them to kind of go back to, how good number 2 was, and, have that effect. And number 2 had loads of assassination targets. Number 3 didn't really have too many, to be honest. So I think that if they had more in Black Flag, then it'll be really good. What's with everyone calling titles now? Black Ops, Black Flag, Blacklist. But I don't know. But yeah. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I've spoken too much. I probably won't speak too much for a while after this now. But yeah. So thanks for watching. This is Aaron from the Fox Scoops, and I'm over and out. Bloopers. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Requiesta in pace. Requiesta in pace. Where is Charles Lee? Charles Lee. Give me Lee. It's a me, a Mario. Oh yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Thanks again.